everyone, I'm Daniela, otherwise known as Daz or Dazzling One, and it's a pleasure to finally get to meet you, or I should say, show my face to you, since I've been talking to you for the last 4 years as a faceless presence. So, I have some exciting news. I want to share that I'm about to release my very first novel. It's called Volatile, and it'll be available Wednesday, April 18th of 2018 at midnight. And I want to talk a little bit about how I got into writing, the story behind the story, and also what it's about. And for the second half of this video, I'll screen share and show you where you can find it. So first, let me start by showing you a picture of the novel cover. And with writing for me, I always knew since I was in grade school that I wanted to be a novelist. It was a matter of what was I going to write about, when, and how was it going to happen. But like most children with dreams, I sort of forgot about it for a while, focused on other things, and it wasn't until my junior year of high school when I suffered a severe blow to my writing self-esteem that I really got serious about writing. I can remember I went through a time period, and in November of 2011, my senior year of high school, I told my mother vehemently that I was never going to write again. And she was like, oh, yes, you are going to write again. And I didn't believe her. But one night I was sitting in front of Microsoft Word and I felt inspired by God to write a story. And that was my first novel, Skepticism. But Volatile actually came afterward. And what happened between Skepticism and Volatile was I had just graduated high school in 2012 and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So I took a year off and I devoted my time to editing skepticism and studying the word. And I came across about 8 years prior, Monterey Bible's book, Heaven Sent. And I found it really intriguing because he referenced the book of Enoch in it, but I had never heard of the book of Enoch. I only knew what scripture said. And I forgot all about it, and then I came across Face Like the Sun's documentary, Age of Deceit. And I was blown away by all of the information in this documentary and all of the references to the book of Enoch, and it made me say, hey, I better go check this out for myself. So being the sort of person I was, I figured out where you could get the book of Enoch, and I ordered it from Prophecy in the News, and I got the entire Apocrypha. So I studied out the Apocrypha alongside Genesis and Exodus to try to understand how relevant it was. And when I was doing this, I got to March 26th, I was sitting in front of an empty Microsoft Word document, like I was with skepticism, and I asked the question, I wonder what's going on in the minds of these women who chose to go with these angels, because the Book of Enoch does a good job of detailing what went on in the minds of the Watchers, and even with the Nephilim, and even with Enoch, but it doesn't really talk much about the people that dwelled in that time. And so I thought to myself, is this going to be historical fiction? Because I love historical fictions, but I didn't feel up to the task to write a historical fiction. Or is this going to be more of a contemporary story in paranormal romance? And if you guys watch my first video on paranormal romance, you'll know I'm not the biggest fan of it, but in the end, I decided to go contemporary, and I wanted to retell the story of Genesis 6 and the days of Jared and Noah in contemporary times, but tie it to current events. And so when I started writing it, I hit another period of writer's block, went back to working on skepticism, started college, and it wasn't until that November period where I was reminded, hey, you have an outstanding manuscript, you better get started on finishing it. And I did just that. And in December, I wrapped up Volatile's first draft. Now, being the sort of person I am, I went over it probably 100 times, combing through the plot, combing through the writing, and I'm sure there's still some errors in there, and I'm sure there's still some underdeveloped parts. That's where the reviews and that's where the critics come in. But I'm very excited because in 2016, I thought, hey, maybe I'll try to query this and try to get an agent. And I went through that process. I even did a few Twitter pitches for it and wrote several agents. It didn't work out, but it was a blessing in disguise because the novel still was not ready yet. And I took an extra 2 years before I hired my last editor to copyright and proof it and the illustrator to get the cover. So I feel really good now. Having waited 5 years, I feel like 5 years is long enough, and it's up to you guys to be the judge. So anyone that does decide to pick it up, please be sure to leave an honest review of it because all of the reviews it gets are really helpful. And also, the ebook is now available for pre-order. So if you're interested in pre-ordering it before the 18th, you can, and the ebook is only 99 cents, and I'm going to leave it 99 cents for the first month. And the paperback copy, which will be available on April 18th, that is full priced $14.95. And I think if you buy the paperback, I'm not sure how I set this up, that you can get the ebook for free. And if you're part of Matchbox, you can also get the ebook for free at the moment. So for those of you who can take advantage of that, you can. But getting into sort of what the plot itself is about, since I've did a lot of talking about the background behind why I chose to write it and what inspired me to even be a writer in the first place. So the plot itself follows a 22-year-old actress who is in the process of filming her first film, and she's been having dreams of a watcher for the last 4 years. And one mid April evening, she decides to meet him after receiving a strange text. They meet and they begin not only a relationship, but also he serves as her spiritual mentor. And she keeps his identity a secret, but as she gets more involved with others in her life, his identity gets threatened of being revealed. So they leave LA to go to Lemuria, and she discovers his ties to ancient pre-flood societies like the Lemurian Order, and she has to choose between marriage to him or stopping them as they try to wage war against God and bring about Armageddon and the end of days. So that is the plot in a nutshell, and I hope that you guys find it interesting. And I hope that you enjoyed your time of seeing me on camera. I probably won't be on camera again for a while, but it was nice talking about this, and I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of the week. I'll talk to you though on this coming Monday's live stream, and for the second half of this video, I'll be sure to show you where it's available and how you can get it, and there'll be a video on Wednesday. But thank you again, everyone, and thank you anyone who picks up the book. It means a lot. And take care, and God bless. Bye.
Hello everyone, it's Daniela, otherwise known as Daz, and I'm back again for part 2, and I just want to share with you where you can find Volatile. I'll try to provide a link in the description box, but in case I'm forgetful or the link's broken, here's where you can go to find it. The book itself will be available on Wednesday, but if you want to pre-order the ebook, you can. And I just want to give a few warnings about this novel for anyone who's considering purchasing it. So first off, my channel, I don't believe in using profanity, but some of my characters do use profanity because I wanted to make it as real world as possible. Many of the characters I write about are not Christians, and so with that being said, there are some scenes where there is profanity or there are adult situations, nothing inappropriate like erotic or anything strange like that, but I just wanted to leave that warning as well. This is fantasy and very contemporary, and for anyone who has a hesitation about that, then I just wanted to warn you up front. I wouldn't class this as Christian fiction. But if you are interested, now you can pre-order it, and the paperback will be available on the publication date. But I'd like to thank you for watching both parts of this two-part video, and it was a pleasure talking to you guys about Volatile. I'll talk to you soon. God bless.